Welcome to another painting tutorial. In this one we're going to look at the High Elf Mage from the Island of Blood set. So here's the basic paints that I used. I actually used different colors, but this is what the equivalents would be in the GW range, the new GW range that is. I think I did this guy actually before they switched over, and I used a bit of Reaper paints as well. So the basic blues are going to be these guys here, any metal bits that. I do kind of a non-metallic metal for the gold with these ones in my High Elves. Some of the red gemstones, any of the hilts or stuff like that, so it's a deeper red. So I got my flesh tones here. The whites are actually mostly gray, and any sort of leather bits would be here. So just looking at the model and pointing at the different areas, so some of the armor bits are the silvers here. I got the blue trim, so that's the bits in there, the backside of his cloak, as well as some of the details in the staff. So the white cloth, you actually start with a gray and then highlight up to just barely white. Skin tones, just your basic skin tones, obviously a little bit lighter with the High Elves. Golden trim, so kind of browns here, trying to get the non-metallic look, and I've carried that over the rest of my High Elves to kind of unify the army with that look. Gemstones, some of the reds, and any of the hilts sort of. I don't think there's any actually on this model, but that's just the generic color for my High Elf army. And any wood and leather bits as well. There's some purples in here. You can just use the I think it's the demon hide purple for that. Okay, so started out with a gray base coat here, spray paint, because that covers the general colors for the model, and then I'm doing the dark blue base coat. Not doing anything specifically to keep inside the lines, but just trying to get the basic areas covered. Now what I'm doing is going over the areas that are going to be white with grays, and I've got my silver bits there for the armor, and so you can see I've touched up the blues where I've gone outside the lines, and I base coated my purples. Okay, and shading things there, got some washes on the gray or the silver and the blues, and then starting to highlight things up. Okay, so highlighting up the whites to sort of lighter grays. It's always a little tricky to get the whites to look exactly right in the pictures, but in person, these guys are pretty white looking, but actually grays in reality. So getting those highlighted up there, highlighting up the silvers as well. There's the different highlights on the folds and the cloaks. And now starting with the non-metallic gold. So you can see kind of a base color there is just your regular brown, and I'm going to be giving that a wash and highlight, so I don't really show much of that, sorry about that. So giving it the dark brown wash and then highlighting up the edges. Once you've done this once or twice, it actually goes pretty quick. It's just like doing layers of any other thing, and especially since it's just small edge pieces here, it's easy to get the look going pretty well using your regular layering techniques. On large flat surfaces it's a bit trickier because you're trying to blend things a lot more, but that's generally it. Okay, so I've got the gemstones there and the skin going. A little bit of detail I've painted on that little globe type thing in there, and yeah, you can see missed a gemstone there. Okay, in the gemstones, basically what you're doing is you have your general shape, and you're highlighting sort of the lower edge, and then a little white dot at the top is the technique that I use. And there we are, all done. So this guy paints up pretty quick using those basic colors. You could obviously add more detail if you wanted. Some people have put some designs on the back of the cloak. I didn't do anything like that. So it's just kind of a generic mage for me. Not sure if I love the purple color that I chose. Might have maybe been better using something a bit more contrast or complementary color or something like that, but that's what I picked. So yeah, this guy goes along with the rest of my Island of Blood stuff. This is a bit of a remaster for this tutorial using the new paints, so be sure to check out some of the other ones. If you have suggestions for other tutorials that I've done a long time ago that you'd like to see remastered, please leave a comment below.